Scholars, I want a rant. I'm going to do a rant on top of a rant. Can I do that for you? Can we be real here? First off, I don't know. I was going to say something about my hair, but all I did was literally curve it over a little bit. If you notice that instead of being on one side, it's now being on the other side. I don't know. I'm trying to do something different with my hair. That's not part of the rant. I just noticed. I just noticed through my the camera lens my hair. Anyways, completely off topic. Samsung. I just want to bitch about Samsung. Can I bitch about Samsung? Literally, my 49-inch curved monitor. It doesn't work, and I've been trying to get it fixed for like a month and a half, or at least I've been working with Samsung. I've literally given them my receipt and my serial number like 5 freaking different times, and they call me in the middle of work when I'm trying to do my job. Like, thank you for calling it, Samsung. How can I help you? But you know what you could help me with? They don't actually say that, but essentially they're like, can you give us this information? Yes, can you do this information? And then they literally had me stay on the call while they were calling Amazon, which is where I got it from. And they're like, can you give us this information? And I cannot. They literally asked for the same shit I already gave them. And they asked Amazon 2 things. They're like, hey, can you give us the serial number and the receipt number? Can you give us the receipt number? They not only they had me give a picture of what the receipt looks like with the website and everything, they had me like type up the serial number multiple times. And I'm like, anyways, Samsung, I love their product, but they have some of the worst customer service. Not in the fact that they're not willing to help you. It's just it takes so god dang long to get things rolling. Okay, sorry, mini rant. Now let's get to the main rant. Hit a like button if you know a company that makes you just want to rant about them like that. Let's talk about Bungie and the shittiest RNG bullshit that's literally there to waste your time intentionally. As you've seen, the amount of RNG required to get this makes me feel not so bad about helping people skip it. I've got an instance with the portal. So as you can see, this is literally one of the shittiest catalyst farms I have ever done in my life. It is so god dang bad.
It's not easy.
It is. Bitch, you know what's not easy? Giving me an ad in the middle of my rant, asshole. It's not that hard. Now play my music. Let me rant in peace. God dang you. I feel like we're going off in different directions with this stuff. I loop it. I feel like I have this is, you know that this is real. I'm a real person because I'm all so spastically just not in control of things that are going on. It's just, where am I? Who am I? Anyways, the hair's messed up. Samsung's messed up. The only thing that's not messed up is my job. Anyways, let's not go on a tangent there. That's a whole different story. When you're playing the game and you're trying to have fun with the new stuff, listen, I'm going to say right now, I think it's really awesome that instead of just doing the same generic exotic quest on like master difficulty to get a callus, instead you actually have to go out there and do secrets. I think most people agree that's cool. Or the mini challenge of doing like the sunless sail or doing expert nether using specific weapons to unlock. That's cool too. I think that's great. I love that. What I think most people don't love was that you put RNG on top of RNG. So just to give you a little preview, if you don't play Destiny and or you haven't been playing Heresy, or you've been out for a while and you don't even know that there's secrets going on currently with this exotic, which is Barodiad. Essentially what it was in the big hoopla is that to get this target locked catalyst for this gun, you first have to do all these random ass collections. Yes, you have to collect knives. There's no way to track which ones you have, by the way. You just have to remember it, which I think is stupid. Like, I feel like what they could have done right off the rip is if you find a secret, it gives you a triumph that says, you got this one. And it gives you the location so that you can look at the triumph and see, oh, I got this location. And then you can move forward and try to find more secrets. And that way, there's some way to track. Obviously, you don't want to give it away. Like, putting them all in one triumph, I think would be bad, especially for people who enjoy the challenge of finding the secrets. You could just make them individual, 5-point challenges, triumphs. We've done this before. We've done there's triumphs for some of the stupidest crap. This would make sense. So you have to collect random ass things that there's no way to track. You just have to mentally remember if you got them. You just have to mentally remember it. No, and that what adds even more into the randomness is that all locations are completely randomized. By the way, a lot of people, it's not just me, a lot of people did not like this part of the quest. It is so unbearably bad. In fact, it was so bad that it was bugged. Like, you couldn't even go into the location that gave you the catalyst itself. Nether's hull breach wasn't like, people weren't able to go to it. It's so bad that Bungie had to make it to where people just spawn for a week. Like a week straight, you're just going to spawn there so you can collect the worms and collect all the things you need, the knives. So you have that RNG to get the hull that wasn't working. You also have to get the RNG of getting the different locations, because it's not just one location. You also had to go to the fonts to get the knife, which loading into the fonts, you had to either get lucky getting it on your second encounter or your third encounter. So you'll never load into it in the first encounter. It's always second or third. So you have to get lucky if that even happens. Like, you have to get lucky for that to happen. And then there's even more RNG involved. When you load in, you have to be lucky enough that your instance has the secret in the encounter. Because one of the secrets is you get the chest pattern where you shoot the hive glyphs and you get a chest to spawn right where a specific little node shows up behind the pillar. You shoot it, which then opens up a maze that you go through, and then you get the knife that you need. But if every instance is completely randomized, however, the chances of getting the button is incredibly low. So bad and so low that people were literally holding checkpoints for people to just spawn in, spawn out, and to go into the portal to get the knife. It is so laughably bad that even Bungie has responded to try to fix this hot garbage bullshit. Tomorrow, we'll go live. We are shipping a fix to allow initial spawns into all areas of the Nether, including fonts and hull breach. Once the fix has been confirmed live in-game, we'll send out update comms. For players seeking specific spawn areas, we highly recommend leveraging the Explore mode or forming a fire team of 3 and joint hunt. And this is my response to this. You know, it's funny you mentioned Explore mode. You know, the mode where you should explore the entire area instead of having to leave and come back until you spawn or get access to the area you need. Like, you literally did nothing with this mode. It's a slapstick, lazy attempt. And it is. Why was it not fucking like this in the first place? One, that you couldn't spawn into these areas. And two, why does an Explore mode not just unlock everything to where you can just go to the location that you want to, like fast travel? Or even if that, you could just walk. Why are there walls? Just let me walk to every area. Sure, you may not have actual encounters in those areas, but you should be able to load up the secrets, which would eliminate a lot of the problem, because yes, you may have to reset to get the secrets to load, but it's a lot easier knowing that you can just beeline straight for the fonts and check to see if it has it, reload, go back in, reload, go back in. I would rather take the the nice little scenic route trip to the fonts to see if it had the thing. It is so unbearably bad. And it's very obvious. It's very obvious that this was intended because, let's be honest, Act 3 has shit all to do. And no, the new PvP mode, it does not count because it's free. And Rights of the Nine doesn't count because it's also a free event that you don't have to purchase Heresy. Heresy on its own, what you have is the Catalyst, the 2 Catalyst, and the Strike. And that's it. That is all that's going on in this act. That's it. And yes, there's some updates to the Nether and Quarter Blades. Nothing, redeemable, in my opinion, to justify wasting 100 more hours on it outside of unless you're still trying to farm for goods, which I still haven't, unfortunately. 100 hours in, I still haven't got everything that I wanted out of it. But let's be honest. This is your Act 3 content. This little ass Catalyst. It was meant to be RNG on RNG to keep you playing the game. Bungie, no one fucking likes this. It is not fun, it's not enjoyable, and it will not make anyone stick around and play your game. Never do this shit again. Please, for the love of all, do not do it again. It is god awful. It is so bad. So I'm here. We're going to load in. You're going to want to do this on Titan. Before, they're going to change things, but I'm going to show you the quickest and fastest route that you can just, if you want the Catalyst and you don't give a shit about the collectibles, and you're like, you know what? Whatever. I don't care. Right now, just load in, and I'm going to show you. Yes, I'm going to give credit to Cheese Forever, because I watched Cheese Forever and got this and got it done. But so I'm gonna give credit to them, but I'm also gonna showcase for anyone who obviously isn't watching a bunch of Cheese Forever videos, which I recommend you do, because if there's ever a way to try to circumvent the bullshit in this game, Cheese Forever is the guy, is the legend that's going to show you the way. So we're just gonna go right into it. We're just gonna go beeline straight for this wall. I'm terrible at like speed running, so this is my horrible attempt at doing it, by the way. This is me trying to be fancy, and it's not working. All right, so we're gonna come up. You want to come up in this wall. I'm using mountaintop just in case. You don't want to be in the wall. I don't know why I'm stuck in the wall. Thank you. I don't know why it was throwing me in the wall. Okay. So you want to get up here. You want to come all the way on the top. You're going to be on this little ledge. I don't know if it's dark for you. Apologies if it is. You're going to want to go right here. Now, right from this edge. So you want to essentially hover above the wall, because that happens. I'm just showcasing you the way to do it. I'm just doing this so you guys, if you just want to skip the bullshit, you could try to find someone who has a checkpoint for the portal and all that jazz. But I'll be honest, this once you do this, unless you don't have a Titan, then yeah. Okay, don't soar Eager Edge. It's not worth it. What you want to do is essentially get around the corner. And once you get around a corner, you can just, I'm using Strand. I'm making this as easy as possible, even though I'm throwing like a dingus dangus. It's also dark. You just want to tap it. You want to be quick too, because you'll get joining allies. So once you get here, just go against this wall, hump this wall, jump straight up. And once you get that flash, you are gooch. I also like to just use my ghost for here. You want to jump off the wall and be quick and rotate around. Okay, once you do this, you want to go up here. Okay, and then you're going to keep getting joining allies. You just want to jump. And then you're going to jump straight here. Once you get to this ledge, you can crouch and collect your loot. It's messy, but you get the callus. You skip all the bullshit. Again, messy, wasn't pretty. Just you've got to watch out for the joining allies. As long as you're jumping up and near, it resets it, so there's nothing to worry about. To my acknowledgement, there's no way to glitch in there. Unfortunately, there's no way to get, because you're going through the walls to just skip. That's a really pretty picture right there if you want to snapshot it for thumbnail purposes. But yeah, and then if you if you get to a certain point, you're pretty good. Just go right here. Again, you'll know you're right because it glows bright. Pull out your ghost to kind of get yourself positioned. You want to look for... I'm trying to show you all the angles of the dangle. You actually... Could you go straight up like this? Hold on. No, because there's a wall. So you have to go around. And there you go. Short video. I know it wasn't like the most impressive thing, but I literally just try to show people so they can circumvent the bullshit. Because I think even with the changes that Bungie is going to make, hope this helps you hunt for secrets or progress for specific quests. Wish we could give options to launch specific bubbles, but would take a bit more time and bandwidth than we have right now. Bitch, why didn't you do that from the beginning for Explore mode? That's what I don't understand. It's called fucking Explore. You don't even explore in the Explore mode. It's literally the same fucking thing as the other nodes. Like Advanced versus Explore is the same thing, except you have more lives, like tokens. That's it. That's the only difference. Nothing else is different. Check back for confirmation. Shout out to all the guardians who've been opening portals and helping others uncover secrets while they're a bit harder to get than intended. Yeah, I don't believe the shit out of that. Please never have Callus tied to RNG ever again. Secrets are fine and awesome, but RNG should never be part of the equation, not including random drops doing Vanguard ops, Crucible, and Gambit. These drops do not take long to get RNG wise. This is still a huge W. I mean, can you really give them a W when they're the fucking reason that you spawn into the hall 30 plus times? I'm not gonna... It's almost like, hey, you crashed into my car, but then you turned on your blinker to let me know you're turning. Like, you're the one that crashed the car. I'm not going to give you credit for then deciding to use your blinkers, asshole. Great comms. It's super frustrating to run and not get font 10 times in a row. I've asked this before, and while the answer will probably remain, but you guys should really consider keeping the nether around as a permanent activity. Yeah, I doubt it will. Any news on Adepts getting their rates increased? Still haven't noticed any difference. This element, I did 6 runs of Expert Nether and got 3 entire Adepts. That's the sad thing. I agree. I don't know what changes they did, but I almost feel like it doesn't actually, they didn't actually do anything because it doesn't feel any different. Wasted hours of my life trying to get Mausoleum to spawn. Unfortunate. Worse than that, the double perk Adepts are still too rare, man. Just remove the single perk Adepts entirely. I mean, it overall, I think a lot of people have a lot of issues with heresy, and don't let any of these content creators glaze and give you this, gaslight you to think that this episode doesn't have glaring issues, because it absolutely does. There's a lot of things that have removed the enjoyability of the game, especially this episode. I think if you come in later when all these errors are fixed and we, the beta testers, are done, I think people coming in after the whole heresy has been pretty much done and over, people are going to probably have a lot better enjoyable time. But the people who bought the content and want to experience the content as it releases, you are the beta testers. You get to find all the things that Bungie was too lazy to test themselves, which is a big problem. Overall, I think this is just a massive indication that that Bungie is, I don't know, they're not listening. Some of this thing is common sense. It doesn't make any, like, it's very intentional. I don't want to believe that it was unintentional. No, it was very much intentional, because there's nothing else this act. They want you to waste your time. That's why I have a hard time believing anything Bungie says as truth. Trust nothing. accept no truth because it's probably a lie. And that's sad when you look at a company and you can't even trust them. Like, yeah, that's how bad the trust factor has been killed. But hey, guys, they're listening and they know they need to build trust, yet they continue to fucking not do it constantly. I don't know. Anyways, I hope I could help pass along the word so people who want to circumvent the bullshit can at least get their catalyst now. And if you don't even play Destiny, just wait in a couple of months and the bullshit will be less bullshit. That's it. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. As always, game over. Wait, game over, game out. No! It's